Courtney, what's your deal? This isn't like back when we were still students. Do you understand how much of a serious issue this is?
Wow, looks like someone's really mad. Chill out a bit, would you? If you keep getting angry every time I steal a guy away from you, you're going to start getting wrinkles creased into your face. Then you'll be looking more like an old hag before you know it.
Stop joking about this. You've always been stealing my boyfriends, ever since we were students.
You say when we were students, but that was like when we were in middle school, right?
You took my first crush. And you took the first boy that confessed his feelings to me. It's a mystery how you were always one step ahead. You just kept taking the guys I was interested in before I had the chance.
Well, I'm prettier than you. That's only natural, right?
I'm not dumb. You were doing it all on purpose, weren't you? You dump old boyfriends just to take the opportunity to steal guys from me.
You know, it's too bad we didn't go to high school together. I really tried my best to get info on you at the time, but when you're living states away, it's so hard to keep updated on your love life. It's really a pity thinking about how much I missed out on.
Why are you so obsessed with doing this? Do you have some kind of grudge against me? Seriously, you really crossed the line this time. We're not talking about casual relationships from back in school anymore. How dare you steal my fiancé?
So, you know how we've been friends since we were kids? Just because our parents are close, they raised us together like we're twins or something. But I'm going to be real with you. I'm so much prettier than you, and I'm just at a completely different level. So I've always hated being treated the same as you.
What are you even saying? Isn't that just stuff from back when we were in kindergarten?
I always hated being compared to you. We went to the same elementary school and middle school. Same everything. But you always had good grades, so my parents would always be telling me that I should be more like you. Whatever it was, they would always compare me to you.
Isn't that your fault for slacking off in your studies?
No! You need to be worse than me in every way! That's how it really should be!
You really stole my fiancé for a stupid reason like that? We had a wedding planned and ready just around the corner.
You know what Brad told me? He'd rather see me in a wedding dress than see you in one. So I told him I'd love for him to see me in my wedding dress too. Basically, I proposed to him.
You proposed to him?
And then he was all mine, just like that. He decided to leave you then and there.
But didn't you say that since you're working as a model, you need to avoid scandals like this?
Well, I figured I should retire soon anyways, so marriage seemed like a good option.
Retire?
I can't keep making a living from just that, you know. It was getting so tiresome working part-time, but also keeping up with the modeling and acting stuff. I only went into the industry because I wanted the attention and pampering anyways. To add to it, I've been losing fans lately, which is a total bummer. So basically, I figured getting married would be a good way to exit this lifestyle, you know? It's a nice, clean excuse to drop it all and move on.
You're so selfish, Courtney. Did you really ruin my marriage just for that?
The reason doesn't really matter, does it? It's not going to change anything. Your man is mine now. So I'll just live happily ever after on your behalf. Thanks! I'm sure you'll be busy canceling weddings and stuff from now on, but don't blame me, okay? It's your own fault for not being attractive enough to keep him.
Courtney, wait. Courtney!
Hey, long time no see. How have you been?
Brad, what do you want? I can't imagine you have any reason to be contacting a former fiancé that you dumped a whole year ago.
Man, you've got a sour attitude. Still holding a grudge, huh?
Of course I am. What do you expect? Do you know what I had to deal with after all that? You completely ignored all my calls and texts and just ghosted me. I had to handle all of the canceling procedures for the wedding. I even had to pay all the fees.
But then my dad paid you back, right?
Yes, but even though I sent you an invoice for reimbursement, you seem to have missed it entirely. I couldn't collect a single penny from you for any of the fees, so your dad was kind enough to pay on your behalf. What on earth have you been doing all this time? Don't you feel ashamed that you forced your dad to cover for you?
I've been living a pretty normal life. With Courtney, of course.
I see. So you're still with her then?
Yeah, we're going to be having a wedding soon. That's why I contacted you.
You're not going to ask me to attend, are you? Just as I was finally starting to heal emotionally from what you did to me a year ago.
That's not what this is about. You know exactly why I'm contacting you, don't you? You're trying to sabotage our wedding.
What? Sabotage? What are you even talking about?
I know everything that's going on. You're so jealous of us, right? I know you've been convincing all of our guests to not come to our wedding.
Wait a minute. What is this about? I never wanted to be involved with you two ever again. Why would I go out of my way to do something like that?
Don't lie. You know exactly why all of the guests keep saying they can't come.
How should I know? If you're inviting the same guests from last year, though, then yeah, they know all about why we had to call it off a year ago. Courtney's also my childhood friend, so if you guys are inviting people she and I know from school, I'm pretty sure they know what went down too. Our hometown is small, so gossip like that spreads on their own.
See? It is your fault.
But I didn't do anything. At worst, I contacted everyone who had been invited and politely explained the reason for the cancellation. Since I was the one that was left to handle that aftermath, that's just basic courtesy as the hosting party, though.
But you didn't have to explain it all in detail to them.
If you're aware that what you did is something you should be ashamed of, why didn't you just stay and deal with it instead of running away? You could have just explained to the guests, sincerely and apologetically, about what happened. It's not my fault that you abandoned all responsibility and made yourself look even worse.
Don't you realize that personality of yours is exactly why I left you?
My personality, huh? What's that supposed to mean?
You're not nice at all. You were never willing to sacrifice anything for me. Didn't you consider that you should have handled things quietly, for my sake?
You're telling me I shouldn't have told people the reason why we had to cancel? That I shouldn't have told them you eloped with my childhood friend at the last minute, ruining everything?
You could have at least thought about me and Courtney's future. That's all I'm saying.
Do you expect me to have the patience to put up with something like that?
Courtney sacrificed her career and dreams as an actress just to be with me. She's willing to make sacrifices. So why can't you?
Sacrificing her career and dreams, huh? Is that what she told you?
Yeah. She was on the verge of making a major debut as a star, you know. But in the end, she chose me above everything. That's what she told me.
You know what she told me. She just wanted a way out of working part-time jobs, and that marrying you was a convenient option.
You're still trying to badmouth her. Wow, you're beyond scummy. I was right in breaking up with you. I've had enough of this. I'll make our wedding way better than the one I had planned with you. Just watch. You'll be so jealous when you see the pictures.
You sound like a kid. If you have the money to spend on a lavish wedding, why don't you pay back your dad? He's still waiting on his reimbursement, you know.
That's between me and my dad. It's none of your business. Have fun being miserable and alone. No one's going to marry you, and you're gonna end up an old spinster.
Hey, long time no see! How've you been? Pretty good. Brad told me he contacted you a little while back.
You too. What do you even want from me? You haven't even bothered to return any of my calls since you ran off with Brad a year ago.
Oh, well, I just wanted to thank you.
Thank me? For what?
It's all thanks to you. Brad's planning to make our wedding even more spectacular than the one he planned a year ago. We even decided we're going to get married abroad.
Okay, so you're having a wedding abroad. But didn't you already send out the invitations for the wedding?
Oh, well, we canceled that one. We had to pay a teensy cancellation fee, but you know how Brad is. He paid it all up front. It's so great having a man who can earn and provide, huh? Not that you'd know.
But I thought he changed careers when he ran off. How does he have that kind of money?
You don't know anything about him, do you? He has connections. That's how he got a job at a really amazing company. He makes $70K a year now, but if he keeps working, he'll make over $100K a year. And then there's me, a former actress and soon-to-be full-time housewife, with a high-income husband and a happy family on the horizon. It's such a picture-perfect life, isn't it?
He had connections. I thought he was just a normal office worker.
Well, you know what they say. It's all about the people you know. He went out for drinks one day, and then, boom, he was employed. Brad really is a genius. I'm so sorry I took such an amazing high-spec guy from you.
I wouldn't consider a guy who cheats at the drop of a hat to be high spec, so no need to apologize for taking trash off my hands.
You're only saying that because you're salty that you're the one who got cheated on. When you're as pretty as me, you don't have to worry about any guy cheating on you. I'm so happy I'm living in a luxury apartment together with a guy like him. And I only have to do a moderate amount of housework every day for this lifestyle. And on top of that, I'm getting married abroad. We booked a wedding in the Bahamas just yesterday.
The Bahamas, huh? Is everyone just going to go missing trying to get there?
Since somebody made a mess of our plans and people aren't coming anyways, we aren't going to be inviting guests. We're just going to be having a ceremony abroad with close family. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Of course, it'll be way more luxurious than what you had planned. And we're going to be spending a lot of money to make it happen.
I already told Brad the same thing, but I haven't done a thing to mess with your plans. You two are just reaping what you sowed.
Wow, you're so spiteful. Oh, hey, do you want to be invited to the wedding, though? With his income, we can definitely afford to pay for your flight.
No, I'm way too busy to deal with you guys.
Really? It's too bad, because it would have been such a great opportunity for you. I think you're missing out. A plain normie like you won't ever have such a chance to visit the Bahamas for free. Well, if you're not coming, I'll just take a bunch of photos and send it to you so you can be jealous at home.
Nope, no thanks. I don't need any of your pictures either.
Come on, we've known each other forever. You don't have to be so shy. I'll send you pics anyway, so look forward to it. Well, I have an appointment for my nails, so I'll take care of that now. When you're a former actress like me, you have to be beautiful right down to your fingertips. Hey, look! Take a look at this! I'm in the Bahamas! Do you see this beach? This view is a luxury that people like you who lead simple, mundane lives would never be able to see with your own eyes.
Oh, was the wedding today?
No, the wedding is in 4 days. But since we still need to prep, I came here early. Gotta do final checks on the wedding dress and wedding venue. I'm also going to do some sightseeing while I'm at it.
Is it just you there right now?
Yes, Brad's still busy with work. But he'll be here the day after tomorrow, first thing in the morning. By the way, how do you like our wedding venue? Isn't it stunning? It's one of the most expensive venues in the area. You'll never be able to see this in person, so you should appreciate the fact that I'm sharing this photo with you. It's going to be a wedding worth 100K, and I mean that literally, by the way.
You sure he can afford it? He doesn't have a job, you know.
What? You mean Brad? What are you even saying? He's at work today, like every day. Are you just spouting nonsense because you're that jealous? That's so petty of you.
No, really. I mean it. He's going to be unemployed. And given the situation, I don't think he's going to be able to make it out to the Bahamas either.
Don't be silly. You're just being salty about all this. He chose me instead of you, and we planned such a huge, expensive wedding. Way better than what yours would have been. There's no reason why he wouldn't fly out here.
Unless he can't leave the country. Are you aware that he's currently under arrest for several marriage scams?
Marriage scams? Wait, what in the world is going on? You're just messing with me, right?
Wow, you don't know anything about him, do you?
What? How dare you?
He's been cheating on you all this time.
Cheating?
Back from when he and I were engaged, and even when he started seeing you. He was seeing several other women at the same time, always bringing up marriage to every girl he was involved with.
What do you mean marriage? What? I'm the one getting married to Brad, right?
Well, it turns out that he was actually serious about you. So good for you. You're his true love.
Oh, okay. So all the other girls were just side pieces? That's all? I think it's kind of an exaggeration to call it a marriage scam just because you found out you were being played.
You'd wish he was just playing around. But it looks like he ended up borrowing money on the pretense of marriage. That is, without a doubt, definitely marriage fraud.
You're just messing with me, aren't you? He doesn't need to borrow money from anywhere. Brad works for a major company. He gets paid a lot, and money isn't a problem.
Yeah, he was fired from that major company a month ago.
Fired?
After he was fired, he was in financial trouble, so he started borrowing money from one of his side pieces. It went from just cheating to a full-on marriage scam.
I didn't hear anything about him being fired.
He wasn't just fired. He's in some serious trouble. I hear he's being sued for compensation.
Compensation? For what? The money he borrowed?
So, one of the women he was cheating with was married. And not just to anyone. It turns out she was married to the CEO of a big company.
A CEO's wife?
He met her when he was out drinking, and she helped him get the job. When he was telling you about his connections, he was actually talking about the woman he was having an affair with.
Wait a minute. So he was fired because his affair with the wife of his company's CEO got found out? Is that what you're implying?
That's exactly right. He was fired, and now that CEO is suing him and demanding compensation for the affair. But since he already planned a wedding with you, he needed to find a new source of income to fund it. That's how he ended up scamming the other women with promises of marriage. He claims he had no intention of committing fraud, though.
No one told me anything about this. Wait, then what about my wedding? What's going to happen from now?
The police are already involved in the whole marriage scam investigation. Brad's been arrested in the meanwhile, so he doesn't try to flee the country. And since he can't leave, I guess your wedding will have to be canceled.
No! This was supposed to be an amazing 100K wedding! We can't just cancel it!
Maybe it's better that it's canceled. After all, no one is going to be attending anyways.
No one is going? What are you talking about? My parents, and Brad's parents too. They're going to be coming over here. Some of our other relatives are planning to come too. We've already booked flights and hotels for them.
Don't you know? His parents decided to disown him because of the mess going on right now. Of course, there's also the whole situation from last year. You know how Brad still owes his dad money from that. Well, his dad basically decided to give up on seeing that money ever again. He'd much rather cut out his stupid son from his life.
He can just disown his son like that?
Your parents are going to disown you too, Courtney.
What? Why?
Do you know how many times your mom and dad came to apologize to us over what happened? Our parents have been close since they were little, remember? They were so distraught. It was a really saddening sight.
No. Mom. Dad.
They know all about how you went out of your way to message me and rub salt in my wounds. They apologized to me and said that it was their fault for not raising you properly. They moved away from our hometown too, but you wouldn't know that, would you?
They moved?
Yep. They sold the house and moved away.
But weren't they coming to our wedding?
You sure about that? Were you two that confident that your parents would come? I heard you guys just put notes in their mailboxes with the flight, date, and location scribbled on. But you didn't even bother to confirm if they'd actually want to go.
They're our parents, though. Of course they'd be happy to go to their own child's wedding.
Well, that must mean they don't consider you their child anymore.
No way. If Brad doesn't come here, and no one else is coming, what am I supposed to do by myself? I mean, who's going to pay for the wedding cancellation fees if Mom's not even going to be here?
You really shouldn't be relying on your parents for that. It's your own wedding, isn't it? Take responsibility and do everything by yourself.
But if Brad got fired, we don't have any income. I don't have a job.
So why don't you work?
Now? After all this time?
You're going to need an income to keep yourself afloat and to pay back all the money you're going to owe me. That means you're going to be ending up working either way, right?
Wait, what do you mean, money that I owe you? If anything, I deserve money for this. I'm a victim too.
I think I told you before that this isn't like back when we were in school. You seduced my fiancé, so I think I have every right to sue you for emotional damages.
But that's all in the past now.
If you want to negotiate, do it through my lawyer, not me. I have no intention of getting directly involved with you or Brad any longer. Just thinking about you two is bad for my mental health.
Wait a minute. You have a lawyer? That's so unfair.
You can hire a lawyer too, if you want. You're free to handle it any way you want.
You know that I don't have that kind of money. But, what am I supposed to do now? Right now! Wait, I still have tickets and hotels booked. I can invite you over, you know. If you help me do the canceling stuff, we can hang out together in the Bahamas together. Just like old times. We'll enjoy the beautiful sunsets together and talk about everything. I'm sure we can figure things out.
You want to talk? About what?
The future! We can talk about the future. We've been raised like sisters. We are basically sisters. And real family helps each other out in rough times, right? Right?
You want me to help you?
Come on! We've known each other since kindergarten!
I refuse. I haven't forgotten what you two did to me, and I'm not ever going to forget it. I'll make sure you both pay for it.
That was all like a year ago! Please, just let it slide. It doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, wait. I do have something to say to you, before I forget.
Oh? What is it?
I'm going to paraphrase a bit, but I'm going to tell you what you told me a year ago. I know you're going to be busy canceling your wedding and stuff, but don't blame me, okay? It's your own fault that your wedding is ruined, and you don't have anyone on your side.
No! I'm sorry. I won't blame you for anything. So help me, please. I'm going to be all alone here. Please just come over here and keep me company. Hey, are you still there? Please don't leave me stranded like this.
In the end, Brad was sued over the affair and the marriage scams and had to borrow money to pay back all the money he owed. Courtney tried to return to her life as an aspiring actress, but her reputation among fans plummeted after her brief retirement and marriage, and so she gave up on pursuing the career. She also went into debt to pay off the wedding cancellation, as well as what she owed me in damages. I heard she and Brad gave up their expensive apartment and are now living in a cheap residence without a proper bath. They have to work multiple jobs just to make a living, but their lifestyle definitely isn't anything like the luxury they had before. This is how karma got back to them, I suppose. Thanks for watching. If you liked the story, please like and subscribe for more content like this.